Welcome to the cookie factory.
Welcome!
Thank you. This week we'll continue our series on the Zerivcepoint PowerShell API and the possibilities that we provide with it. I'm going to create a service here, or I have already prepared a service, and we have this scenario where we want to let someone upload a file in our form. So we have added a file upload field here, and then we want to trigger a web service and take that file, look on it and validate it. So I'm gonna say that it's a CSV file for this example, and in the web service we're gonna look if the entries in the CSV files are users that exist. And why not use our League of Legends API or the League of Legends plugin that we wrote some videos ago? And we can use that, so we let someone send a CSV file through the web service, and we look up on each row in the CSV and we see if those summoners exist within League of Legends. So what I have done here is I created a file upload, and I bound that to a CSV variable of type file, and then I just have a text block for the results. And I have a JavaScript here as well, and we just call this web service that we are writing today, and we write out the results in the results text block. So I have started on a new web service here within our web service in the League of Legends plugin. So just in the same web service file I added this function, or the start of this function, and I have the same parameters as this the web service that we wrote previously, but instead of account ID I just take a cart file, because what we want to do is we want to use the get cp cart file commandlet from our PowerShell API. So first off, I'm just writing cart file pipe to export CLI XML to dump the value of this variable out to this file, because I want to see what kind of value I get there. So I just need to create a CSV file first. So I go into temp and we take just a text file first, and then we do dry cabbage, tomato, demon, S, delivery guy, Dante, and then something that doesn't exist, most likely. You never know, because they have so many summoners and accounts. So we just do something like that. I'm saving that. We call this our CSV.csv, and I'm gonna upload it here. Okay, so let's see if we got something in that XML file. So I'm gonna put it in here, import sli XML ctemp cart file. Yeah, we got something there. Let's see what we got. We got a unique identifier. Good. Let's see if we can retrieve that file. Need to set up. No, get cart file. Unique ID is cart file and URL. We have that in the URL. I already prepared that. We need to have user as well. So there's a bunch of ways to get user. If we go out here and hit F12, we can actually find it in the sed API, the JavaScript API. Sed.current current user. And here we have some information about the currently logged in user. So we could send in that as a parameter to the web service. But I happen to know that in config.current user we have it as well. You can actually get the config by doing this, like we did with cart file. We can just put it out there. We can re-trigger this. If we go in here, write config, get import sli.xml config, and if we look on config now, we have current user, and that's the email address, so that will work as well. Let's try this. That worked. I'm just going to store that in a variable, or yeah. And if we look on the content property, that's a byte array. Okay, and we can actually get the text out of it with this row that I prepared. So we actually just get the string. Well, we use the get string function. We call this .NET Web namespace ASCII get string and put the bytes array in there. It should work. Yeah, so that's our CSV. And we want to do something with every entry in this CSV. So we can call it summoners. And we take the CSV and we split it on semicolon summoners and summoners. I think it should be an O there. And then we write summoners. No, summoners. And now we have an array of strings. And with an array of strings, we can do for each sum in summoners. Okay, just can run that so we see what we get in sum, and that should be just the text string of the last row here. So we want to actually get the do a call towards the League of Legends API, and I can steal some code from the previous web service, because we need to have a region because it's a part of the URI or URL. And actually we can go in and look for how we retrieve summoners by name in our dropdown. Like that. And I already refreshed the API key, so we don't need to do that again. For each summoner is summoners. Okay, so region comes in here as a non-mandatory parameter, and we resolved the URL representation with this switch clause, and we're going to change it to sum here. And let's take an results empty array here, and we do results plus equal. This works in PowerShell. Why can't I type plus? There you go. Data nodes. Okay, so they found some, I think, but we got one error, and that what was perhaps what we suspected. What did we call this? There we have it. So most of the players actually exists here, but not the last one. And the last one was that one with all the numbers and stuff in it. Okay, so I want to send back a table to show which ones existed and which ones that didn't exist. We can do a try catch around this. Actually, we take summoner and then we can add what we want instead to results plus equal, and I think I want to do this later with the commandlet called the new pf HTML table, and if I want to use that I need to have a pf custom object on each row. Just trust me on that. And if I get, I'm gonna set sum to something that exists. Tomato exists, and I get that summoner, and so just so I get IntelliSense here, summoner, some account ID. We're gonna go with name, summoner name, and perhaps level. Summoner level, and we're gonna say exists or found, yeah, or exists equals to true, or this is a bit more human-like perhaps. Right, yes, let's make that green as well. Green, no, single quotes, and like that. And if we fail, we'll just add a row where we put some summoner name. We can actually take what was in the file. That would be more helpful, I think. And level will be nothing as well. We can set it to null actually. I think that's a bit prettier. We say red here and we say no. And then we do new pf HTML table input object results. Should try this. I will remove those, and I think we should actually get something if we go out here now, because we have a JavaScript on this end that will take the results from the web service and put them in the table here. So I just get no, something is probably wrong. Nothing wrong here. We can check the event log, F5. Cart file not recognized as the commandlet, blah blah. Okay. That's fine, because we haven't actually imported the API. We can do that here. Specify the URL as well. Let's try again. Okay. Found, yes. Cabbage, tomato, Dimones, delivery guy, Dante, but not this strange fellow here. So that's the expected result. I don't quite like the look of the table. We can change that by defining the headers in the script. And we do that here. Header, and that's an array. So let's go, what do we want first? Perhaps we want name first. Level. Account ID. And found. Save. We just try again. Okay, I like that order a little better. So that was actually it. So you can use, as we do in our code here, we use the cp cart file commandlet to get the content of a file that someone uploaded in the form. When the form is posted, you can access the posted file with the other commandlet called get cp media. And if it's in a file variable like this, you can use it as a attachment and stuff like that. And if we do ability to remove rows, we can have the person uploading the file. Excuse me. Nothing happened. See? Oh, it's a boolean, so it's not a switch, so we need to say true. So we can try again. Yeah, so if we add this ability or some other ability, we can have the person uploading the file, getting it validated, and then we have them work with the table here. We can have them remove the rows, very educational for them, so they don't expect all the users in their CSV file to be processed. And then you can place the order, and you can have a JavaScript to convert this table to a JSON object, and you can use this, put it in a string variable, and then you can parse the JSON string to a PowerShell object or whatever kind of object you like, and do some work on it in your workflow scripts afterwards. So you can build cool and powerful stuff with parts of what we looked at here today. Thank you for this week, and see you next week of that week's Code Cookie. Okay, bye bye.